So here's an experiment. I'm gonna do my talk from Mini Bar, Minnesota event, hence the pun based on the mini syllables, right? Anyway, I'm gonna share just a quick intro about me and 3 things I learned while I've been making my game Word Turtle Island, and I've got it on the screen right behind me because hey, projectors are inexpensive nowadays, and big pictures are fun. Um, so hey, I'm Rob Stenzinger, and I make games and design products. And my current project is Word Turtle Island, and you may have seen it around. I've been posting here, and if you were at Mini Bar, I had the Word Turtle Island arcade machine right there to share with folks, and I'll put a picture of it right here. So I'm guessing, a lot of us, you may be curious about making video games and whatnot, and you connect with communities to keep learning and growing and all that stuff. Remember, I said this at an event that was all about networking and stuff. But so one way that I do this process of making and learning and whatnot is I practice this by making video games, and I have done this for quite some time. And like, if I were to put that into a metaphor, I think about, like, what if you asked a fish, like, how do you learn and grow? What really fuels your process? They would probably, a fish would probably talk about water. And so in that way, video games are like my water. And so here you go. 3 things I learned making Word Turtle Island. First lesson, the process of making the prototype led to me digging into the story, and that's when I really learned what this game was going to become. That the story unlocked way more than I expected, because I already had something that was a hint of fun, right? And but then making it mean something was a big deal for me, more than I realized. So like, the game is about not just typing. It's really when I was like, well, what's all this action and battle about? Like, why would this matter to me? Like, why would I say, like, I'm building a fantasy world to do this kind of conflict? What is it about it? And I thought, you know what? Words are powerful. Words can be weapons, and words can be used to defend important things like books and like readers. So here you go. And now I was off to realizing that I honestly needed to do more than allow for typing. I needed to make it work with game controllers and all that stuff. So it clarified a lot, and it really set me up for kind of a building a more complex game than I had ever made before. And I was up for it, but it's also been 3.5 years now. So second lesson I learned is that iterating along the way has been very nurturing. So the discovery process, making a better prototype and then putting it in front of people, and then learning from that, and then making a better prototype and putting it in front, this back and forth, and all the signals and all the different pieces I ended up putting into this, it took a while to keep putting those refinements in front of people to help me gain enough clarity to know, like, well, just now this month I realize I have probably the final scope of what 1.0 is going to be, and it's honestly in large part to the getting out in the community, but it just happens to be that I reached that saturation at Mini Bar, because I was tabling with the game at that event most of the day. And just a little 3-minute, well, roughly an hour chunk of the day, I was part of a series of micro talks where I shared this stuff. But and this process is familiar to me as a designer. Like, people talk about product market fit and creative discovery and different things. Well, it's that. It's putting the work in and putting it in front of people, and it leads me to become, even if I get data that I didn't want, I've become more and more informed and confident and excited about what I've built because of putting it in front of people that whole time. So the third lesson was that I really wanted to do an experiment in person and not just online. And what that ended up being, because I'm making a video game here, right? Like, you end up putting this stuff on venues like hopefully at some point I'll put it on iOS, but like Google Play right now, and also it's on Steam right now. And but I'm not connecting with those people in person, right? And I'm excited for it. It's a great opportunity, and I look forward to, like, bringing in more people through those venues. Um, that kind of funding is very important, but also the connecting in person. How could I do that better? So I made a physical thing. I made a arcade machine based on this video game in a way that spoke to it, right? The playfulness, the colorfulness, the wordness of it. So it's got this giant keyboard, and I'll put it into the video right here again. So doing that is something that, like, not any size company can do. You can't come up with typically a creative marketing idea and then just sort of run with it and go ahead and do something that's really in a different medium in some ways than the actual main product. Some companies have that privilege and whatnot, but, like, this is one of those things where, to me, it's helping. It's core to the actual, like, the game itself. The digital product is growing and improving because of the arcade cabinet and the kind of connection that's provided. Because when people see that in a physical space, it has turned many heads, and I'm really grateful for it. Especially because I'm not an expert in building physical products, and it was really jumping into the deep end with more soldering than I've ever done before, and art covering every side and whatnot, and it was a daunting project. So I'm happy to have done it, and I'm glad it's having a good effect on the product overall. So it's led to a lot of great conversations. So I'm really thankful for that, and I'm thankful that I'm able to put this game in the world and connect with more people, and I hope I've evoked your curiosity about it as well, even in here, reperforming the same talk that I gave at an event a few weeks back. And I hope you check it out on Steam or Google Play, or even itch.io. And if you're around for future local events in the sort of the Minnesota, Minneapolis area, but even regionally, I've been to Wisconsin with this thing. I might even go to the Dakotas. Who knows? Give me a call, right? Or throw a comment in here. And maybe if you have an art gallery or library or something where it makes sense to do this, then let's figure it out, right? Anyway, I'm looking forward to learning now. What's coming up next is growing, right? Connecting with more people, growing the community about this thing, and that's yet another project I'm excited about building my skills in. So, thank you.